Hi, Pisces rising sign. Here is your weekly forecast starting on the 1st of April until the 6th of April. So we still have got a first and the second house activation, but we are moving towards that third house, starting to move slowly. But firstly, Pisces, it still looks like that you are working now on who you are. You are working on your physical body, and potentially you might be still experiencing certain type of financial challenges. But it's this week is about having to come up with some ideas. Why? Because Venus is making a conjunction to North Node. Making a conjunction to Ceres and sextiling North Node. So this is about coming up with a kind of idea that you can capitalize on. And maybe this is an idea about how to rebrand yourself. Yes, Venus is in square to Pluto. So there are certain type of subconscious power struggles happening here. Maybe power struggles in conversations, or you receive an email that kind of triggers something deep, a fear of loss or betrayal within yourself. Or maybe someone in your local environment might be pushing your buttons. And then maybe, someone who is pushing those buttons to look at your hidden habits or your kind of like your hidden enemies as well, your self-saboteur. We also have got the Mercury and Jupiter trine happening this week. So it looks like that potentially you are connecting to someone on a romantic level, or maybe you are trying to do something creative, or you are trusting your artistic voice, or you are participating in certain type of fun projects as well. Maybe this is something that should be helping you to come away from that mental stress that you might be experiencing with the Pluto and Venus square. Now we've got Atlantis entering your second house, so you might be trying to um, somehow increase your finances, and then you are receiving this piece of technological item, for example, or an idea what can actually take your finances a step further. Potentially, this could talk to you about a financial opportunity that someone might be offering to you, to maybe specialized ways to earn income. But this is also about syncing your bank account as well. So surely we're going to have to be able to watch out for our finances. And you need to be the first one to act on this new income stream, especially when it gets presented to you. This is about being brave enough to rebuild your finances instead of being flooded by the bills, for example, because this can represent financial flood as well. We also have got the sun in the second house as well, squaring Jupiter in your fifth house. So you are trying to expand a creative project, or you are trying to go on a lavish date, but your finances might, or a sudden bill is kind of demanding a more aggressive approach to your cash. This could also lower your self-worth as well. You might feel like you can spend your way into happiness, but the square is actually warning you that overextending your resources for fun can create this financial mess. Also, you've got Moon going out of bound this week as well. So this could be being excited about a travel plan, or a travel plan could change rapidly or out of the blue. Or it could indicate a travel plan that goes extremely intense or wild, or all of a sudden you have got this feeling of wanting to relocate. This is the all or nothing type of moon, really. So I want to take a course, but you can also lash out at your professor, or you can get into arguments with knowledgeable people. Venus Ceres and North Node connection this week as well. So Venus and Ceres are, of course, in the third house, and the North Node is in your first house. So this is a receiving a piece of information that is going to put you on the right track. It might be a contractual agreement, it might be a healing conversation with a loved one in your life. This could be a brilliant opportunity. And that feels like, yeah, this is the right path for me. Something that is actually feeding your mind. Maybe you have to be recalibrating your mind, how you think about yourself, what gives you the physical security. And also, we've got Hygeia entering your fifth house as well, and that's a bit of a creative or romantic detox. So maybe this is about cutting back on certain type of hobbies, but also your dating life as well, or your relationship with children. Maybe there are certain type of pleasures in your life that are a bit toxic, and then we have to be kind of like doing the detoxification. Maybe I'm not gonna, I don't know, have a glass of wine every single night. But also, maybe it's certain type of relationship patterns that we have to be kind of like rewiring here. Um, it really feels like that this week you're gonna start focusing on the way you communicate, the way you sell your ideas, potentially the way you teach, or the way you create your, social media channels and so forth. And maybe with that outbound moon, you're gonna have this wild idea, but it can become scary as well at the same time. There is a bit of a cleansing to be done in your creative life, but also maybe you just have to allow yourself to have joy rather than being like allowing fears to dictate you. And it really feels like there is a personal glow to you. And the personal growth is kind of like a bridge to certain type of a success. I think we need to watch out for Pluto a little bit. Because those inner ghosts can kind of steal your voice. It can kind of freeze your communication style, which can, of course, affect your finances as well. I think this week, for you Pisces, with especially with the Mercury and Jupiter trine, you have got a lot of romantic opportunities because Mercury rules your seventh house. So you might be able to get to know someone new, or it's more of a spiritual bonding, even in an existing relationship. Maybe you guys realize that we have got a lot in common, like the favorite music, we like the same type of movies, and so forth. And that can bring two people together. I think this also can give you a little bit of a popularity as well. Especially with Hygiene and Jupiter in your fifth house, you start being a little bit more creative and then explore maybe different ways of doing things as well. So I actually like that for you. So let's have a wonderful week and I will see you next week. Take care. Bye bye.